you submit to
Yeah,
his
100%,
decisions?
1,000,000,000%.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm an old school romantic Disney. I believe in this. No, it's a bit cliche, but I am.
She's like, fairy tale Disney,
Yeah,
Dorian Gray. I want all of it.
yeah. So if you're gonna, do that, and you're asking me, cool, because I think it's very fair to have balance.
Okay. I hear that.
But I haven't experienced that yet, so you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that.
But I would 100% like submit, not as in like I would like kiss your feet, you know what I mean?
No.
I would do my part if you're doing all of that. It's only fair. Isn't it?
Like, essentially, you would do the things he asked of you.
Yeah, yep.
Fairs. Do you think most women are like that?
No. Yeah.
Why do you think they're not like that?
Because a lot of the women, I say a lot, okay, in my friendship group, like there's not many people that are in happy relationships, but a lot of women that are like that have always had a provider man, so they're almost expectant of it.
What do you mean?
You're saying, so like if you're used to that kind of lifestyle, you're going to be more like, no, like I'm not doing that. Or
I see. If you're used to being that kind of man.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. If you get a woman like myself that's not used to that, of course you're going to be more like, yeah, I would submit to this because you get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought it would have been the opposite. So that if you're used to being that kind of man, you're used to, following his guidance, his leadership, you're used to doing things for him that he asks you to do. Whereas if you're so used to making the decisions or being the independent woman in a relationship, suddenly you come in now and it seems like a man's telling you what to do. You'd be like, what the no, like I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. I'm not going to do what you ask of me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you're saying more because you've never had it, you would
me,
try that new dynamic.
Yeah.
And actually
yeah,
follow his guidance in that sense.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
It makes complete sense.
Yeah.
Makes complete sense. What's something else you want to bring to the conversation today?
I guess the key thing is like for anyone that's just like new dating, like just be your authentic self. I would rather just see who you are early on.
Yep.
Than you doing this bloody Pinocchio thing for like 3-4 months and then you want to show who you are. Just put it as raw as you want to be. I want to see it early. I want to see it early as possible.
But you know why they don't do. You know why they don't do that, Kay? Why? Okay. Why do you think Why do you think it seems like guys will kind of shift several months down the line?
Got bored or just can't help themselves getting other girls.
Maybe.
I'm very much myself from day one. Like as soon as you start dating, I'm just authentically myself.
Yep.
So nothing changes with me. Like what you see is what you get. If you like it, great. If you don't, cool. And it's not going to be 6 months down the line. I'm now bitchy and da-da-da. No, what you see is what you get from the beginning. This is me.
Sure.
I just find with men, it's never, ever, ever that case. It would be nice to just have that reciprocated. We're both being authentic selves. It might be that we're just not compatible, we're just not suitable, and that's not your fault, that's not my fault.
Sure.
But don't be putting on this thing, and then I found out, oh, that's actually not you. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, I hear you. So I think we need to separate between who he is as a person and how he shows up for you. Right? So who he is as a person is his personality.
Yeah.
How he shows up for you is like him taking you on dates, him like talking or calling you every day, all of that stuff, right? So I think it can happen where he is who he is as a person. That's actually there from the beginning. But in the beginning, he just shows up in a certain way, right? And the reason he shows up in that certain way is because it's an investment.
Yeah.
Right? He sees it as an investment. What's the definition of an investment? Right. He's going to get a return on it. So if we see it as, okay, it's an investment, after a few months, if he's getting the return on what he invested in, right, then it can seem like, oh, he's not doing X, Y, and Z, right? And now he's suddenly changed on me. He's actually different. Where actually it's like the reason he was showing up in that certain way because it was an investment to get to a point where you guys are now together. Now, personally, I believe that as a man, it doesn't matter if you've been with her for 2 months, 2 years, 20 years, you should still be taking out on dates. You still be like planning things, fun experiences together. If that was how you showed up when you were dating, you should continue to show up while you're together, right? Same as a woman, whatever you did while you were dating to get the guy, you need to continue doing that as well.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're, I don't know, like make sure you're looking snatched, if you're always showing, you know, gratitude, appreciation, you know, helping him with the small medial tasks or whatever it is, you should still be doing that. But I think if we see it as, okay, so for example, if a guy, let's say a guy like matches with you on like a dating app or sees you online, she's like, wow, like Kay is gorgeous, she looks great, you know, like seems like a lovely energy and stuff. I really want to see if I can get to know her, maybe date her. Now, maybe he's thinking, okay, I want to impress you. So I'm going to book, I know you like fish, I'm going to book the nicest fish restaurant in town, right? So you go, you're like, oh, this is nice. And you tell him more stuff about you, what you like. And you're like, oh yeah, you know, like maybe say you love going to the beach. It's like, okay, cool. I'm going to plan us going to the beach because I know she loves that. Cool, great. 2-3 months in, he can't maybe afford to take you to that fish restaurant every week. He can't maybe afford, you know, maybe because of his time, maybe he can't afford to always take you to the beach every other week either, right? But he did that in the beginning because it was an investment to get to a point where you guys could explore a relationship together. Yeah. Now, like I said, if I'm talking to guys, I think they should not start with the fancy restaurant. Girls are going to hate me for this. They shouldn't start with that because unless you're going to be consistent with that, she's going to expect that from you. So unless you're going to be consistent in going places, you know, once, twice, 3 times a month where the bill's going to be $150, right? Or for each of you, right? You should not start with that. Yeah. It works against you as a man because of this reason. Because when you can't afford it consistently, but you were doing it because you want to make an effort with her, she starts to think that you played her. She starts to think that you're different. Does that make sense?
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
And like, even if like it's to take away the finance side, say like the beginning you're having picnics on the beach, and then you're not even doing that. Do you know what I mean? So it's even those little things as well. You know?
Yeah, I get you. This is why like a lot of like holiday romances never last when people go back to normal lives. Because when you're on holiday, you have more free time. Yeah. You're there to spend money. You're there to have a good time, vibes, all of this stuff. But when you get back to normal life, it's like, oh, this person doesn't have as much time for me as I thought. Oh, this person was, you know, he was doing all these things when on holiday, but actually, you know, maybe he can't do that because of his schedule, or maybe he can't do that because he's got responsibilities now. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Classic. Like if you meet someone on holiday, you have an amazing time, but they've got a child back home. When you go back home, you're going to feel them like, because you're a parent, right? So you can't just like have a weekend off. Yeah. You can't just be like, let's stay in bed all day. Like you just can't do that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, I completely understand what happens, but I think to take into consideration is a guy can make a serious effort in the beginning to impress you. Yeah. But he did that because he wants to give you a good time, but he just can't sustain that because of where he's at. Yeah. Does that make sense?
But yeah, 100%. I think this is where, you know, come up with some other ideas that is in your capacity then. Do you know what I mean? That you can still come up with little things that do work with your time schedule or your finances. It's when there's nothing.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, it's
that's
like,
fair. That's
it's still,
fair.
I'm very appreciative of little things. And you kind of do the little things. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not very expectant because I haven't had it. Yeah. But you can't even do the little things that can mean big things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Where do you think, for guys, where do you think the equivalent is where they felt, oh, she was doing this in the beginning, but now she isn't?
So I think with men, it's about personality, but it's still very physical as well when it comes to men. Sure. So if you're obviously making sure you're, you know, really attractive at the beginning, that you're pleasing them in the bedroom, you're cooking, cleaning, and then suddenly your house is getting a bit messy, you're not cooking, cleaning as much, you're, you know, all girls can put on weight, but obviously maybe he was attracted to you because you were a certain size. It shouldn't matter if you love somebody, but you know, men are men.
Yeah, it's true.
So you're not taking care of yourself.
It's true.
And I guess again with women, obviously we have our you know, our periods and everything. We're going to be moody at some point. Yeah, but if a man met you because, you know, I don't know, you had amazing sexual chemistry as well as actual relationship. Yes. And then suddenly now, you know, the woman just never wants to know what I mean? Like, so that, I guess that can where a man would feel like, oh, like she's changed, or she's not doing the things that she was doing at the beginning.
Yeah. What would you say is like, for example, what do you think is the best way to have that conversation? To be like, oh, babe, this is happening now, this isn't happening anymore. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Obviously, like, for me, I think the best time for that conversation is when you're already in a chilled out mood. Yeah. You got your favourite program on. I don't know. You got your favourite drink, whatever. You're already in a nice, calm setting.
Sure.
And then, obviously, especially if it's depending on your minds a lot, you don't want to let that fester, because this is when people start cheating.
Yeah.
So
very true.
You're better off just being like, oh, you know, like you can make it into a joke, but make sure that the person that's understood you're being serious. You don't want to be harsh and be like, you've got fat now. You know, you can't be like that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
But you can do it in a way where you're almost encouraging something positive from it. Like, do you want, you know, my support? Do you want my support with you on this? Do you know what I mean? Like, try and do it in a way where they feel like, oh, everyone's going to get upset, hear something they don't want to hear.
Yes.
But if there's like some sort of support with that, or, you know, say it's the thingy, do you want me to do gym with you? Do you want me to help with a gym thing? You know what I mean? Like, there's certain ways you can still support somebody. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or, oh, you haven't, I don't know, like, worn anything, or no nice lingerie in a while. Like, is it because you're not into it anymore, or because, like, you don't, like, should we go and get some together? It's that, you know what I mean? You can still support somebody and by letting them know, like, little things. Yeah.
No, I agree. I think you can, and maybe this is kind of similar to what you found with your ex that you said. I think you can support them, but they have to have the drive to do it.
Yeah.
Like, they have to have the intention. Cause you can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink it, right? Yeah, that's always a difficult thing. And the reason I ask is because I've spoken to a couple of guys, like, over years where they were they got into a relationship with a girl, and she did put on weight, for example, and he, like, maintained or even got more physically attractive. And because they didn't know how to have the conversation of the whole attraction thing, and, you know, they felt the chemistry wasn't there because they weren't looking after themselves, etc., they ended the relationship.
Wow, yeah.
And sometimes I ask, like, as a woman, would you rather, because it's a very sensitive topic for a woman.
Yeah, of course.
And I think sometimes guys can think, I understand, they think, well, it's not my job to tell you what size you should be at or whatever, but then at the same time, if it's shifted and that attraction is not there, but you want this relationship to work, guys don't know what choice to make. Is it best to leave you, be like, cool, you're being you're a changed person, happy for you, but this isn't for me. But then she could be left devastated because she's like, thing is that, and guys will never say.
Yeah.
They will never. They're like, if he ends it, he will never say it's because of X, right?
Yeah.
Because thing is, even if he does tell her the truth, which maybe long term would help her, he's always going to seem like the arsehole. Be like, he left her because she put on a bit of weight. What an arsehole.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the same as, like, guys accept this reality. It's the same as, like, oh, well, she left because I wasn't on my grind. Do you know what I mean? So I guess, I know you don't speak for all women, but what would you prefer?
To be told.
You'd rather be told?
Yeah. Because I think how us women, we get upset if a man changes. It might not be physically, but if a man, you know,
he's not as ambitious, or he loses his job or something.
So we can't then, and we're very quick to say something.
You said it, not me.
So we can't then expect the man not to say when he feels something has changed. Because we're very quick to be like, you ain't bringing in the money, you ain't da-da-da. So why can't a man be like, you know, I was more attracted to you when you were smaller or bigger, it could be either or. You know, like, how do you feel me telling you this? Otherwise it's us saying all the things that we want, and then them cheating or leaving because they didn't feel they could do the same. It's true. The reason is, I completely agree with you. I just think that for a guy, like, it's just it just sounds like a lose-lose. Because, okay, imagine this. He's in a relationship, goes, look, babe, like, I love you, I care about you, but you've kind of let yourself go a bit. And if you notice, we've not been intimate for a couple of months, for a few months. And it's because, I'll be honest,
I'm just not that attracted to you.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing